One of the strongest League starter build that I ever tested in Path of Exile 2. You can one-shot anything with it starting from level 31. I'm talking about Ice Shot and Snipe combination. I think this build is extremely ridiculous, and if it's not getting any significant balance changes or nerfs, this could be my League starter in 0.5. The build in short, you will building up freeze on the target, and when it's frozen, you using your barrage ability, this will cause your next shot happen twice, and you will start channeling the snipe till you getting the perfect timing, and you will releasing it, and this should one-shot any boss in the game if it doesn't have any phases. This is applies to egg bosses as well and map bosses as well. Sometimes you just cannot one-shot bosses such as like Doriani in Act 3. When you perfect releasing the snipe skill, this skill will consume the freeze on the target, and it will release an icy blast with a ridiculously amount of high multiplier. We're talking about easily almost 3k percentage multiplier. While you clearing, you will just use your Ice Shot, and basically that's it. Every 20-ish second you will use your freezing mark on a random target, and you shooting your Ice Shot, and then you will gaining a 30% extra cold damage for the next 20 seconds because frozen that target, and this will help you for the clear as well, and also it will provide you more damage while you clearing. And now, as always, the positives and negatives. First, I want to start with the positives. So guys, this was, I think, a pretty damn easy leveling even on Act 1 as well, because you could start Lightning Arrow and Lightning Rod, and basically that was carrying me through the game pretty damn easily till I reached the Ice Shot territory, so level 31. It surprised me how easy to level with a ranged character compared to a melee character, because the last couple of days I was just only playing melee characters, and honestly with one single Lightning Arrow or Ice Shot I was dealing the same amount of damage as I was dealing with my combo playstyle with the monk, for instance. This build also has a very nice clear as well, and also shatter sounds, because this is a pure cold build. You will having every single ability cold damage on it, so you will freezing and shattering the enemies, and also you can off-screen it a little because you using the gamble shot that will cause chain, pierce or fork randomly, and honestly when the chain is starting happening, it's just insanely looking good. Everything just dies with one single attack. And the signal target damage, I think if I dare to say good signal target damage, I'm even lying. This is one of the highest signal target damage that I was dealing with a solo self-found character with one single button. Honestly, the snipe is just has a very huge amount of multipliers if you executing correctly the timing. And the freeze consume on top of that is just makes absolutely insane, and also because you can barrage this ability, you literally will double your damage almost. Because I choose Deadeye, you can have Tailwind, this will provide you extra movement speed percentages, and also on the tree you can get up as well movement speed. So honestly that is also the fastest character as well that I played so far. After I got my energy shield and evasion set up, it was feeling pretty damn tonky, and also after I added to the build the ghost dance as well, because this build is already using 100 spirit, so I was needed to get additional spirit sources so I can fit in the ghost dance. And honestly after that one I was feeling kinda immortal. I was just started pushing map tiers pretty damn easily, because the Ice Shot was still almost one-tapping majority of the white monsters, and the snipe was taking care about the bosses. And I think this is the highest percentage evasion percent that I reached with a character, because I was almost reached 70% evade chance with bad gear. So once again guys, I'm playing solo self-found for the test, and honestly in trade league I can see it very easily you will reach much higher numbers than this. And also, as always, every single build has a drawback, but this time it's not too much. So first drawback is not mechanically or playstyle wise, it's literally, I think this we are getting nerfed guys, because I know this build is literally, if you did not know, this is around from 0.1, so since the early access started. But it was, I think, going under the radar because not many people was playing this one or just was publishing too much stuff about it. But now it's getting more and more popular. So this is, I think, it's on the crosshair of GGG to nerf this one. And honestly, I don't know what they will nerf about this, because honestly, if they nerfing too much, then what's the point to play snipe, right? Because snipe is literally, it's a very huge amount of single target damage. And the other thing is, this is a kind of skill based build, so if you're not timing well, it will hit like a wet tissue. Literally, if you're messing up your timing on the snipe, you will not one shot anything. And this is why I think it's kind of noob-ish trap, or how can I say it nicely, because if you not executing well the snipe timing, then you will not one shot anything once again, and you will feel this build is bad because you don't have single target damage. And of course, you can try this one again after 50 seconds later, because you know, when you freezing a target and the target is unfrozen, then you cannot freeze the target immediately again, so there is a penalty for that, and you need to wait till that goes away. And this is kind of could be dangerous, especially later in the end game. But if you're going everything well, you will just one shot. But if you're not, then you will feel this is a bait build. And honestly, I think many people will fall for that because they will not spend at least a few minutes to just practice the timing, because this is what I was doing on my stream when I was testing this. Literally was just going in and I was practiced the snipe timing. And as always, guys, because early levels you have, so we're talking about like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, you have zero defenses. No matter what you're doing, you will have zero defenses. And the reason for that, because evasion is a complete joke early levels. You will not have good percentage evasion. Even if your RNG, the item drops will be bad as well. So you cannot do anything against this. So this is always will be a negative in my humble opinion. Do I recommending this build to start with it? Well, so first, wait for the patch notes, right? But otherwise, if it's not getting any significant nerfs or changes, then I can see it. This will be one of the strongest and popular league starter, pair with the Twister and maybe the Martial Artist Monk. But if I need to draw a conclusion, this will be one of the strongest, because this has a very high selling with movement speed and also with single target damage at the same time. So I'm definitely recommending if the patch note is not changing anything about this build. Well, guys, this was one of the funniest league starter that I ever done in Path of Exile 2. It was feeling so good after I was getting my snipe set up. I was learned the timings as well. It was literally a cakewalk. After like 2 or 3 seconds, you just ended the fight because you one-shot the bosses, even on acts and later on in the game as well. And honestly, you will see in the PoE, I had a kind of badish bow, honestly, in my opinion, and I did not found one single upgrade from level 40-ish levels. I was running maps with that one, and basically I was able to one-shot majority of the things. And honestly, I cannot wait to see if it's not getting nerfed, how it will look like in a trade league when you have access to very nice items. Till then, guys, I hope you enjoyed this league starter test. If you have any question, please leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/Pridget2. Thanks for watching. I was Pridget. See you next time.